If you're trying to make money through your podcast, you need to sell all of your inventory. If you're using dynamic ad insertion or DAI technology, that means you're using technology to put the ads in your episodes and remove them whenever you want. Where you put them is based on where your ad markers are located. And you make the most money when all of your ad markers are running ads. That is the goal. You're going to make the most money by filling these ad spots with direct sales ads. Those campaigns are more involved and they're more personal. They require you to write, record, and typically run the ads. Plus, there may be some communication and the updates that you have to do with the advertiser throughout the campaign. But what happens if you don't have enough direct sales campaigns to fill your inventory? If you're going to take the time to format your episodes for dynamic ad insertion and create the ad markers, then you need to make sure your ad inventory is full. And that's where programmatic and vast ads come in. You don't make as much money, but the process is pretty much set it and forget it. Let's break down what these ads are and how they can bring in more money for your podcast, starting with programmatic ads. These ads follow a program, a plan, or a schedule. Programmatic ads are usually a service provided by your podcast host provider, and every provider operates a little bit differently. Our network's preferred podcast host provider is Megaphone, and Megaphone has a sales team that is responsible for negotiating ad deals with advertisers. Megaphone also has a creative team that writes and voices the ad spots. These spots are usually geared towards a more general audience. They are not going to have specific promo codes or links that attribute any sales back to your specific podcast. Programmatic ads are designed for the general promotion of a product or service, and it's pretty much just to get the word out. Here's a sample. We will be right back after this quick commercial break.
Smoothie King asks, what's that sound? That's the sound of hearts popping out of your eyes when you see Smoothie King's all-new smoothie bowls. These Power Pack beauties are just waiting to be spooned. Our smoothie bowls start with acai or pitaya and are handcrafted with fresh toppings like sliced bananas, sweet berries, ripe mangoes, crunchy Purely Elizabeth granola, and a savory peanut butter drizzle. That's the sound of a smoothie bowl being made fresh, just for you. The new Smoothie Bowls menu, only at Smoothie King.
Many times, advertisers that purchase programmatic ads don't even know what podcast their ads are running on. Everything is done through a series of algorithms. These algorithms match advertisers who are trying to reach a specific demographic with podcasts that have that demographic. If the podcast has any ad inventory available and it doesn't conflict with any category exclusions from the podcast, then the ad plays. And this whole process happens within milliseconds. Currently, with Megaphone, you can't see which programmatic ad campaigns are running on your show in real time, but you will get a breakdown when you receive payment for those ads. You won't get paid as much with programmatic ads, and your podcast host provider will take a percentage of the revenue you do make, but it still helps to fill your ad inventory. Now let's talk about VAST ads. VAST stands for Video Ad Serving Template. Sounds techie, right? And it is. But despite its name, it doesn't just apply to video ads. VAST ads are basically programmatic ads that are delivered through a third party outside of your podcast host provider. Again, you don't make as much money, but it is all about filling up your podcast inventory. VAST ads rely on tagging to know if and when an ad should be played through this third-party provider. And these tags are categories for the product or service being promoted. It requires the podcast or the podcast network to exclude any advertising categories in advance, perhaps things like politics, gambling, or maybe alcohol. If a podcast is part of a VAST program and inventory is available with the appropriate categories, then the ad will play. Most podcast host providers, including Megaphone, will only play VAST ads if their own programmatic ads are not available. Not all podcast host providers have the ability to run VAST ads, and If they do, you usually have to pay an additional monthly fee for that service. For more information about how we here at Independent Podcast Network can help you run programmatic and vast ads on your podcast and make some more money for your show, visit the link in the description below.